Hello everyone. I'm Dilip, product head Zoho CRM, and with me Ramki, the spearhead, the product head of data science in Zoho CRM, and he takes care of the agentic stuffs in Zoho. So we have a lot of interesting stuff to cover. We'll get started. I bet you that we can be more interactive because that's the last session, so you can be more cheerful that you can go back home. Right. So these are the list of things that I wanted to cover. So we'll just talk a little bit about the evolution, how the software has evolved over the period of time to address the business needs. And then we'll go deep into the agentic stuff. And then very interesting demos. So I'll split among two. So the first two things I'll take care of, and then I'll pass it on the baton to Ramki, who is going to take care of the demo part of it. Fine? Right. So a little bit of the history. So when the data digitalization happens, that is where the system of records came into the picture. So you all know about it. So from there, once the data gets digitalized, obviously there is a more scope for the automation. So that is where the lot of multi-purpose software came into the existence. We had COOs, CTOs. Before that, we never had that kind of a role at all. So the system of automation came into the picture. Once that has come, there is a record, system of records, and there is an automation layer. And obviously, there's a natural evolution that you have a system of engagement where you engage with the customer in a much, much profound way. The SaaS boom came into the existence. There were a lot of cloud softwares came into the existence. Mobile subscriptions model came into the existence where we started having the CMOs and CROs. The relationships have become bi-directional, all those things. I bet you all of us have gone through all these things, isn't it? Right? So the next part is the most important part is the experience. How do we impart the experience to your customers? So gone are those days where your customers paying something for your software. No, they are not going to pay anything for your software. They are going to pay the experience that you are going to offer them, isn't it? Right? Most of us, you take Netflix, Spotify, any application for that matter, the experience is what we are paying to. So that is where we are now. And to offer that, you look at the things that I've talked about, connecting everything. So if your customer is talking about a brand, that brand should connect all the interactions around that customer, isn't it? That is going to offer you a better place to give that experience to them. The relationship is completely experiential. And when you say that everything needs to be connected, obviously we need to have a platform, an ecosystem to connect everyone, isn't it? So that is where we are talking about. The AI, which is very, very integral part of the experience, right? So that is come into the existence. And very interestingly, we started talking about the chief experience officers. Never before. So we've been talking a lot about this. So this is how, it's a kind of an evolution at the same time, it's a kind of a accumulation of all these pieces. And you have the system of records here. You have the system of automation here. You have the system of engagement here. At the same time, with the AI, we are going to have the system of experience going to the next level, right? So that's what I'm trying to say here. The system of experience through AI. So we've been giving a lot of AI in terms of the prescriptions, right? So how AI can give you some prescriptions so that all the stakeholders inside your organizations can be more productive. How to increase the efficiency of them. That is where the prescription comes into the picture. What is the best time to contact your prospects? What is the best product that you can, sell it to them? All these things are prescriptive, right? What is the next action that you can make so that you make your customers much, much better, right? That is where the prescription comes into the picture. The next era, we've been going through this for the last couple of years, generative. So how creative you are, how the age of creation comes into the existence where you started creating the content with the help of LLMs, right? So that is the next important thing. The most important aspect for the last 1.5 years or so, probably say 1 year, Agentic AI. So we've been talking a lot about that. So this is going to be the next evolution, right? So we are going to talk in depth about what is this agentic AI is all about. What is this agent? So this is not a magic wand by itself, right? It's a matter of a piece of, a lot of things, stitched together. So we see it in this way. So we have Zia agents. There are a lot of peripherals attached to it. That is what we call it as agents. Let's go into each one of them. So the agent needs to connect with the external world, right? So it has to be the LLM has to be the gateway for the agents. So the agents would connect with the LLM. If it needs to connect, if it needs to create any content, it make use of this LLMs. It's very, very vital. So when I say the LLMs, there are already tons and tons of LLMs available out there at the market, right? So these are all the things that we are going to have. So there are publicly available LLMs. OpenAI, Anthropic, Cohere, Google, all these things are readily available, hosted stuffs. And we have the self-hosted stuff where we have the Meta, Mistral AI, DeepSeek, Qwen, all these things. So why I'm giving all these things is we are building a bridge, AI bridge, in such a way that your agent can make use of any of these things, but each and every customer is totally different. Somebody likes DeepSeek, somebody likes probably say Anthropic. So the choice is given to the administrator to take care of what sort of LLM that you want to connect with. This is very vital, right? So we don't want to, shield, or we don't want to seal everything with one particular LLM. So that's the first important gateway part where the LLM comes pretty handy to the agent. The next peripheral is data. So data is God, I would say, right? So this is the fundamental of the agentic AI. So without this, there is no context to it, right? So how do we collect data? So we have plethora of Zoho services that we connect with. We gather all this information and have it as one data layer. That is number one. For the external business applications, not necessarily that all of you needs to be inside Zoho ecosystem. You might have Google Apps, you might have something else, you connect with Zoho. So how do you collect those data inside that? That is also a possibility. Zia Search is something that we connect it internally to get the things done. Unified data platform is where the BI and all those things comes into the picture. And very importantly, the data bridge, where you connect with your legacy systems, you connect with your MySQLs, you connect with your data sources, because that is also data. And if you want to consolidate everything in one place, this data bridge comes pretty handy, right? So you could see here there are various other things involved in this data, emails and documents. And when you say data, the list of things that I talked about, it's all comes under either structured, semi-structured, or totally unstructured, right? If you look at the documents, it's totally unstructured. If you look at the data, leads, contacts, it's completely structured. So all these data are data that needs to be connected with each other, and that is where we call it as data lake house that we are getting into it. It's a kind of a CDP by itself. So this is very vital. This gives the context context to the agent. So agent it's a stupid box. It has to be given some necessary information. So this data layer gives the context to the agent before it acts upon those things. The next important thing is the skill sets, right? So in Zoho, we didn't catalyze ourselves because some external push. We have been doing Zia, which is AI stuff, for the last 8 years. We shipped our first AI stuff, anomaly detection, way back in 2017. Now, almost more than 8 years. So from there, we have been doing lots and lots of skills. You could see these are all the various kinds of Zia skills that we have developed in-house. Most of them are 99% are in-house. So this is very vital because the agent should have and access to these skills so that if it wants to execute something, this comes pretty handy. So we have a huge layer of skills which AI agents can get leverage to. So that is very vital. The last one, which is the tool. Now, see, we have LLMs, we have collected the data, and we have the ZIA skills grown over the last 8 years. And now, with all these things, something has to happen, right? It has to do certain actions. So that is where the tool comes into the picture. So what I mean by tool, anything that ZIA can do for you. It could be an API call, it could be a webhook, it could be any actions, it could be prompts, anything of that sort. So the tool is very vital because it does the job for you. That is where the real meat of the agent looks and resides. So, and this is where there is a huge difference between a normal workflow action or an automated action and the ZIA's action, ZIA's agentic action, right? You could see that you create a rule and you execute an action based on the rule. This is workflow, right? If 1,000 people are going into that bucket, all those 1,000 people are going to get the same response or the same email notification or the same email content. Everything is same. Now, ZIA agent is going to make use of that action layer and it is going to act upon individually. Hyper-personalized actions can be triggered using that, right? Assuming that you have a rule and everybody comes from Houston will get the same email notification. Now ZIA comes into the picture, all those people coming from Houston will not get the same email because ZIA knows that there is a data layer attached to it. And with that data layer, it knows that each and every customer, what those customers are up to. Based on that, the email would be triggered. Imagine all those 10,000 people will have individual emails exclusively pertaining to their needs. That is what the agentic stuff will do for you. So it would make use of these tools, ensure that all these actions are personalized, I would say hyper-personalized. That is where the tool comes pretty handy. Right, so there are multiple cases to enable that. So when there is an action, it comes with some responsibilities, right? So you cannot just keep on doing all sorts of actions. Obviously, it has to have a trust layer which ensures that whatever actions it does with some responsibility, right? So these are all the layers that we have inbuilt as part of our agentic AI. And Ramki will go deep into some of these things. So the guardrails, the audit trails, the toxicities, the privacies and permissions and so on and so forth. So I'll just cover a couple of things, the privacy and the permissions. So you would agree with me that permission layer is always underestimated, right? And the privacy is overlooked. So these are pretty important and very paramount as far as the agentic AI is concerned. Right, so the Zoho directory comes pretty handy here to ensure that we offer appropriate permission layer to the agents. So we'll also cover what is agentic AI in terms of the digitalization of it. Ramki would cover that digital employee stuff. So directory comes pretty handy in that. And to get the AI right, permission layer is mandatory, right? So if agentic AI is executing certain actions, everything should be logged, everything should be audited, and it should have its own permission to execute those certain things. So the permission layer is absolutely mandatory. Without that, we cannot keep we cannot keep letting the agents do whatever the things that they wanted to do. So the next layer is the agent layer by itself. So this is the last part of the agentic AI, which is the agents by itself. So agent will do humongous amount of jobs. At the same time, the agent can connect with another agent, right? And another agent. So there is an orchestration layer that you can bring using the agentic AI, right? So there are memories. How many of you attended Ram Prakash's state of AI. So he would have covered what are all the infrastructures and GPUs and all those things behind, planning the agentic AI stuffs. So those things covers inside the memory planning and orchestration layer of it. So this is what we call it as multi-agent platform. So the peripherals that I've talked about, that actually constitutes the platform for the agentic AI. Importantly, this agentic AI sits across our entire Zoho platform. So this is not some alien stuff. So it is just that this agentic stuff, the ZIA agent will understand the entire Zoho services by itself, where these agentic stuffs can be deployed across the various services seamlessly. This is very vital, isn't it? So that's the important first step that we are taking. Moving forward, this agentic AI can be deployed across the various applications as we move forward. So this is very important stuff. With this, I'll stop. Probably Ramki can take over and give you some, detailed demonstration. So I thought enough talking from my side. So Ramki, over to you.
Hello everyone, a very good evening. Thank you Dilip for an awesome explanation on AI agents and our Zoho's strategic direction on agentic AI. I just wanted to add a couple of points to whatever Dilip added. From the year 2020 to 2024 were really about LLMs. The continuous evolution of LLMs opened the doors for various agentic applications, right? So it's very clear that 2025 is going to be the year of agents. Traditional LLMs are great at generating text. I mean, they are good at composing emails, summarizing contents, and powering question answering system based on knowledge base. But they are often limited in performing action, executing action. So with agentic AI, it actually uses LLM. It leverages the most advanced concepts of LLMs, like its reasoning abilities, its planning and planning. With those abilities, our agentic AI can able to perceive the environment, make decision, and execute the actions. So we can imagine the development of AI as building a bridge. On the right side, we have a AI system today. They are good at many tasks. But they need a constant supervision. They are reactive systems. They respond to the inputs, but they don't take initiatives. But on the other side, we have the AI system of the future. They are proactive systems. They are capable of making decisions and executing actions. In between our superhero AI agents, bridging the gap, AI agents are the one which will take us from where we are today to where we are dreaming of. Mainly, the future AI system exhibits the adaptable behavior. This adaptability only possible with AI agents because AI agents understand the situations and it adjusts their action based on the need and it improve their performance over the time. So these are all the reason people are so much excited about agentic AI. These agents can be fully autonomous or these agents can include human in the loop. Now let's quickly move into the demonstration part where I'll be demoing fully autonomous agents in our Zoho disk system. After that, let's see demo on agents with human in the loop in the CRM system. And let's quickly move to the agent studio where you can build your agent. And finally, we'll get to see the agent deployment part. For the fully autonomous agent, I have created a agent that is a ticket resolving agent and deployed in our Zoho desk. As we all know, Zoho desk is a ticketing software that actually streamlines the customer support operation. I have developed a ticket resolution agent in Agent Studio and deployed in this particular account. Whenever a new ticket is created, our agents get into the action and it will try to resolve the issue. So for this demonstration, I'm going to manually create a ticket. For example, our customer, Harry Brook, facing some issues and he complained to us. So I'm creating ticket for that. He is actually facing issue with one of our product, Zilka Mail. Now I just created the ticket. So I designed our agent such a way that it initially asks the confirmation from the customer. Shall I proceed to provide the resolution? This is actually the customer email box. Just a second. So I'm going to create a ticket again. I think something happened with. As I mentioned, whenever I create a ticket in Zoho Desk, so I designed my agent such a way that it asks for the confirmation to like you would like to proceed with resolving your issue. Whenever the customer confirms and acknowledge this, our agent try to solve this particular ticket. So we'll take a few seconds to mails to get sync in this account. So our agent will solve the issue based on the data it has. Currently, the data it has is facing issue with the Zilker mail. With this data, it's try to provide the resolution. At some time, it may ask for the more data, I mean more detail. But in this case, actually, it provided the resolution. Once the customer confirmed something like it worked, it automatically closed the ticket. At some point, our agent might not able to provide the answer, right? It always not able to support. At that time, our customers may not satisfied with the agent's resolution. That time, our agent politely informs it to the customer, and it will bring the human support rep in the loop. In this way, we can completely automate the ticket resolution part. Yes, now the ticket is automatically got closed. Now let's imagine the kind of productivity gain the support team gets when these kind of agents in the action.
Yeah, just to add what he has said. So you might be wondering that this kind of automatic, replying and all those things could have been done using a workflow, right? It's pretty straightforward. So the mail comes from a customer, the workflow gets kicked in, and it creates the reply. That's it. Pretty straightforward. What's the big funda inside the agentic AI? The interesting part here is each and every customer, based on who that customer is, based on that, the response goes in, right? Assuming that I'm a customer who has got 10 different SLAs already been filed, okay? So I'm a frustrated customer. And another customer, Shiva, gives another message and he's a new customer. Now, these two things, the automation doesn't know these two people are two different people. Agent knows it. Now the agent kicks in and it identifies, hey, Dilip is a very frustrated customer and it has to be given more attention, and the content or the versatility of the email should be in such a way that it should appropriately answer that question, right? So it should take much more, attention to it. Whereas for him, the first time, it just gives you a knowledge-based link. That's it. For me, more attention. So this is the case for these two people. Imagine thousands of people giving thousands of tickets inside the system. Just imagine. So that kind of hyper personalized it could be. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes. The next agent we are going to see is the agents with human in the loop. I mean, most of the agents with this category are designed to assist the people. They will act as the assistants. Now let's see one such agents that I deployed in my CRM account. This is a sales coach agent. The main goal of this agent is to help sales representatives. I mean, a newly joined sales representative to get training. It actually offers the personalized coaching and training exercises so that the newly joined sales rep can sharpen their knowledge and gain the confidence to face the real world sales scenarios. So I simply created a widget in my CRM homepage and integrated the sales coach agent. When this particular CRM account is for the company that sells the electronics, so the newly joined sales rep in the company can interact with the sales coach agent and sharpen their knowledge. So I designed this particular agent such a way that it initially asks for the difficulty level of the exercise and the number of questions to be asked. So, for example, the particular sales rep opting for the easy level and the number of questions to be asked is 3. Now, our agent asks 3 easy level questions. The first question it asked is, what is the primary competitive advantages of ABC Electronics? For this demonstration, I'm putting some simple answer like its price and quality. The second question it asked is, it asked for the target market. He can answer something like family audience. Yes, for the third question, it actually gave some scenario. In that scenario, how the sales rep behaves. So in this particular question, I wanted to intentionally give some inappropriate answer. I mean, like, yes, you have no other choice. So once after answering all the 3 questions, our sales coach agent analyzes my answer and it will give me the detailed feedback. I mean, like where I missed. Yes. For the first question, it gave me 5 out of 10. For the second question, it gave me 4 out of 10 and the feedback and the ideal answer. For third question, yes, of course, I gave some inappropriate answer. It gave me 3 out of 10. And it finally highlights the strength areas to improve and the final coach note. So this is a kind of agents that helps the sales step. It's basically act as the assistants to the salespeople. By now, you all have the question like, how do I create these agents? Where do I find these agents? And how do I integrate these agents into my system, right? For all these questions, the answer is ZIA agents. So when you visit the ziaagents.com, .zoho.com, you'll land into the agents page where you get to see the agents that you have created. And if you want to choose agents from wide range of pre-built agents that we offer in the marketplace, you can go to the setup page where you can find the marketplace. You can pick the agents whatever you want. And if you want to create your custom agent, we do have an agent studio. There are 2 ways you can create the agent. One is create from scratch, where you have to input a lot of details manually, like agent's name, agent description, agent role, and a detailed description. And we do have an action section. This is the core part of any agent building platform because the tool calling part of the agents is handled here. In our case, our tool calling action execution happens in terms of calling appropriate REST APIs. We provided various REST API grouped in as a tools. It's now limited to very few Zoho services, but we are working on to include all Zoho service APIs as a tool. On top of this, now itself, our customers can upload their own intended tool in the tool section. When you go to the tool section, the user can add their own intended APIs by providing their API details and sync to the Agent Studio. Next, we have a knowledge base section. This section is very essential for any agent builder because AI agent's response is based on this knowledge. Our AI agent will provide accurate and context-aware responses based on the documents present in the knowledge base. The customers can upload their company documents, their sales collaterals, help documents, whatever the document they think the agent should aware of to provide responses. And we do have a section called guardrails. This ensures our agents work on the certain boundaries and compliance with the company policies, and it ensures our agent always provide appropriate responses. And once you enabled all these things, you just create the agent. This is one way of creating agent. We do have another way where you can simply interact with the system, and in the matter of 1 or 2 minutes you can create the agent. This is a assisted way of agent creation. I want to create SDR agent for my CRM. It's actually asked for what are all the action it should perform. I'm just typing something like it should nurture the lead and schedule a meeting with the sales team. With this simple instruction, our AI assisted way of creating agents will just provide you the agent boilerplate where you can edit the instruction, or you can add action, or you remove the action. You can even add the knowledge base. So when you click create agent, your agent will get created. So either way, you can create your own agent or you can choose agents from agent marketplace. Once after that, the next step is deploying the agent into your service. This involves a series of steps because some of the agents, mostly autonomous agents, are not just passive tools, right? They actively sense the email, they will update the fields in the CRM, or it sometimes creates the meetings and some things, right? So we need various access permissions and identity in your system, right? That is why we are introducing the concept of digital employees. Just like a virtual employee who is working with you, we will be giving various roles and profile permissions as we do for the human user. We will just assign all these things, and we will associate agents with the digital employee, and we will deploy into your respective system. Now let's see how it works. We do have a button called deploy. Once you click that, it asks for the consent. I mean, it's completely based on the tools you used while creating the agent. In this SDR agent, it's actually works in the updating the field. So it's asked for the consent to perform CRUD operations on the modules. Once I give the consent, it's asked for the application and portals. I mean, where I want to deploy this particular agent exactly. And it's asking to assign a role and profile in the CRM system. And finally, you have to give the name and you have to give the email address for the digital employee. Yeah, that's it. Your agent is associated with a new digital employee and it got deployed into the CRM system. When you go to the CRM, under user section, we introduced the agents where you get to see the digital employee that you just created. So in this way, you can create the agent and you can create the digital employee and associate the agent with the digital employee, and we can deploy into the respective service. Yes, that's it from my side.